Hey there, everybody. So we're going to get started, and just before we dive into what I want to talk to you about today, I want to encourage you to get yourself a glass of refreshment, the greatest beverage in the world, iced tea. It comes in many flavors: sweet, unsweet, raspberry, mint, mango, and you can even mix it with lemonade, stuff like that. So you just can't go wrong. So get yourself some iced tea. You won't be able to probably have this high quality cup that I've got because, well, my dad was a dumpster diver, and so he blessed me with several of these. You might think I'm kidding, but I'm not. That's really not a joke. More on his story later. For now, I want to talk to you about how to thrive in adversity, successfully navigate the realities of living in this broken world full of trial and pain, and why it's that way is a whole nother discussion that we will have. But in the meantime, I want to get us started with learning how to navigate it well and to come out the other side victorious, whatever it is we're facing and going through. And we learned in the previous discussion, so part one of this was talking about that there are two legs that we walk on through adversity. The first is faith, and the second is facts. Okay, so faith and facts. And if you'll remember, we mentioned the Stockdale Paradox, where Admiral James Stockdale said, "You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal," whoa, the wind. I have to be outside because my family is making all kinds of noise in there, and our house is doing a ton of projects, so it's a total mess, which I don't mind showing you, but Marnie would probably kill me. Anyway, so he said, don't confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. So faith and facts are the two legs that we're going to walk through, journey through adversity in. And we looked at the life of Abraham in a summation, and we saw that he had to face the facts. And in fact, it says that against hope, in hope, he believed the promises of God. And so against all hope is telling us that the circumstances he found himself in made no sense. There was no hope, no promise that it was going to work out and that he was going to make it through. It goes on to say that he faced the facts that his body was as good as dead, and that so was the womb of his wife. And so here they were, promised in midlife that they would become parents of their own biological child and that he'd become the father of many nations through that child. And here they were now into their 90s and no baby, and they're just getting older. And so he looked at the facts and said, you know what, as far as the facts are concerned, there is no hope. There's no way this is going to work out. All of the facts paint a picture that this is not going to work out. So here's what I want you to understand. The two legs are facts and faith, and I want to talk about facts today first, and then the next session I'll talk about the faith. So Christians are accused of being unrealistic, irrational, and so as people of faith, that oftentimes we use that as a crutch to avoid or cope with the harsh realities of life because we can't deal with them. Nothing could be further from the truth. Facts are our friends, and the fact is that you can't stand without facts. We face the facts just like Abraham did, and we acknowledge the facts, we acknowledge what they say. We just believe there's more to the story. We believe that facts and faith are not in conflict, but that they go together. And in fact, what we believe is that we can look at the facts and see that there is no earthly way or reason. We can look at the facts and see that they don't add up. In fact, they may be stacked against us. They may paint a picture of what might seem an impossibility, but they're not the whole picture. For example, the facts paint a picture that bumblebees can't fly, and yet the truth is we know they do. So there's something greater than facts in the picture, and that is truth. And friends, as Christians, we ought to be the most realistic, the most rational, the most reasonable people on the face of the planet, because we embrace the whole picture, not just faith, not just facts, but the combination of the two. And what that does is puts us in a position where no matter what we face, we truly believe that all things are possible, that we can be more than conquerors. And so I want to encourage you as Christians, first of all, today, embrace the facts, recognize them, call them what they are, face them honestly, and acknowledge them, and just admit, okay, here are the facts, and this is how this is the picture the facts paint. However, it's not the whole story. That's part of the story. There's more to the story. In fact, there's something greater than the facts, and that's truth. And Jesus said he was the way, the truth, and the life. So, in the next session, I'm going to talk about faith, and you will note that that was a key element in the Admiral James Stockdale Paradox. And whether he was a person, a spiritual person, a religious person or not is completely irrelevant. The bottom line is that we see this in very practical terms in our world, whether you're a Christian or not. So with that said, I just want to encourage you, have an awesome day. I look forward to talking to you about thriving in adversity in part 3. God bless.